then we can go on looking at the questions. Okay. So one of you can start with it. What do you understand by adverbs? What do they do?
Hello.
Read with us is not a part of any of the course. See, it's a part of the English course offered to you. It's an additional component, but this is not necessarily linked to English 1 or English 2. It's a general session that is held to up your reading skills, right? So you can join that independent of any of these. That's for everybody. It's an open for all session. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, who was speaking? Sorry, I wanted to answer somebody in the chat.
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, Nidhi, please go ahead.
Ma'am, adverbs are the words which qualifies adjective, verb, or any other adverb.
Any other adverb. Okay, that's the simplest definition that you can give. Then more than that.
It always took ly at the last. Usually.
Yeah, is that true for adverb? Okay, Nidhi, thank you for answering. Now someone else. Is it true that your adverbs always come with an ly? No, nobody else? No one else wants to respond to that question. Does it come with an ly always?
No, ma'am. I guess it doesn't come always with ly.
Sorry?
Hello?
Yeah, you're audible. Please a little louder, that's all.
Yeah, I'm saying that it's doesn't come with ly always.
Yeah, it's not necessary that it always comes in with an ly, right?
Yeah.
There are also adjectives that end in ly. Like look at a word like friendly, right? It ends in an ly, but it's not an adverb. It's an adjective. You have a lot of words like this which masquerade as adverbs, because of this. This is a common misconception. Usually, for the beginners, by beginners, I mean children. So when they're introduced to parts of speech, ideally, the traditional grammar tells them, a traditional lesson in traditional grammar will teach them anything that ends in ly is an adverb, but that's not true. You know that by now all of us know. We have encountered a lot of them already in our lives. So we know that it's not true that all adverbs are going to end in an ly, right? So like Nidhi pointed out in the beginning about what adverbs do and what their function is, we'll also see that this ly morpheme is not something that is going to classify adverb to us, right? So that's one thing straight away. We have adverbs that do not come with ly. Example, quick one from the video, if you have heard already. If you watched it already. An example, there are many, but just one or two examples that you can give me for an adverb that does not end with ly. No? No response?
Fast. Better, fast, best.
Fast, best. Best is an adverb?
Better, I guess. It's an adverb.
Better?
He is walking slowly. Slowly is adverb.
Slowly is adverb. Yeah, I'm asking for an adverb that does not end with ly. So yes, fast is an example. Best and better we keep aside because they mostly function as adjective. In certain cases, in colloquial usage, in spoken language, sometimes people have a habit of using better and best as comparative forms of the adverb well. Okay. But it is not recommended that you use them as adverbs. Although it is very common for you might have heard people using that in spoken language, but not recommended. Okay. So it is good, better, best. Grammatically, all of them adjectives. Although you have a practice of using them as adverbs in spoken language, it is not recommended and it's mostly counted as wrong.
Okay.
So don't change well to better and best. Yeah, that's one thing. And yeah, fast is one example. Many others, right? Particularly the adverbs of time. You have words like early. Yeah, somebody in the chat. Slow, Ravikant, what is slow? Slow is not adverb, no? Slow is adjective. Yeah, fast is one example. Hard is one example. Okay, hardly. Then all those time adverbs, right? Time adverbs and frequency adverbs, like seldom, always, never, ever.
Already could be a one.
Already,
Yeah.
yet, yesterday, all of them would come as that. Okay. Not yet, sorry, already, yeah. Then yeah, so that's one point right in the beginning, that they needn't end in ly. You can have tons of other adverbs which do not use an ly but would still function as an adverb in a in the language. One thing. We also looked at a few examples. So let's see what more. Okay, one more thing. What's the difference between an adverb and an adverbial? Heard this word before, adverbial? Yes, no, no idea. Ravika, drive slow. Yeah, drive slow is what? We don't say drive slow, first of all. Okay, that's a wrong method of writing it. You might have seen this written on the signpost, but not grammatically right. You say drive slowly, not drive slow. Okay, I know there are many signboards which say things like this, but then they aren't the best places to learn your. You can, but maybe not accurately. Yeah, guys, what was the question? Yeah, adverbial. Heard about this word before? Nowhere in the lectures, nowhere in the video. Adverbials. You might.
Adverbials are clause.
Clauses.
Adverbials are clauses, but they can be clauses too. But what are adverbials and how are they different from adverbs?
Adverbial
Adverb
or adjunct?
Just a minute. Who's that? Was it Abdullah or Tushar?
Ma'am, Tushar.
Tushar, please go ahead.
Adverbial or adjuncts?
Adverbials are adjuncts, yes. And how are they different from adverbs? So give me an example of an adverbial. Okay, let's do one thing. We'll look at the warm-up exercise and maybe then you can pick out the things from there. So that makes it easy. Look at the first sentence. Maria had an emergency at her workplace and she left soon. Can you pick the adverb and the adverbial in the sentence? Try choosing this and it should be easy. Adverb and adverbial are not.
Her workspace is adverbial.
Sorry? Just a minute.
Her workspace.
Who answered? Ramakrishna, right? Okay. At her workplace is what?
Adverbial.
Gopalakrishnan, yes, please go ahead. Yeah, it is adverbial. And which is the adverb?
Yeah. Soon is adverb.
So get the difference. Those of you are listening and who did not already know this, if you knew it, very nice. But if you did not by any chance, in the sentence, Maria had an emergency at her workplace and she left soon. You have both adverbial and adverb.
Adverb.
Right? Your adverbial is at her workplace and your adverb is soon. Both of them. So soon is the adverb that talks about what? What is the type of adverb you use here? That's used here?
Frequency.
Frequency, right? That's adverb of frequency, soon. And at her workplace is the adverbial that indicates what?
Yes.
Place, right? So yeah, that's the difference. So adverbial will, it just means that the unit of the sentence that functions, that does the job of an adverb. Okay, it does not look like an adverb in its lexical sense. That is, it won't look like soon, always, seldom. It won't be a word class adverb, but it will definitely function as the adverb, and that's what adverbials are. Okay, so all all of these things like adverbs of place, time, frequency, they can all be words like ever, never, seldom, soon. All of them can be rewritten into adverbials, right? So at her workplace is your adverbial and soon is your adverb of frequency. Okay, any doubts? People who are listening, if you have anything, please ask. Sarvesh?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. All right. So I think that part is clear to you what an adverbial is, and adverbials are mostly adjuncts. Okay. If you talk about the components of the sentence, if you look at the structure of sentence again, going back to that part, in a sentence, usually adverbials would be adjuncts. Okay. Like in this sentence also, it's an adjunct. Maria had an emergency, right? It ends there. The sentence actually is complete there, but then at her workplace is something that's an optional element here. You really do not need to add it there. So it becomes an adjunct too. Most of the adverbials, they are adjuncts too. Okay. Fine. The second one, please reach the place quickly and leave the bags there. Which one do you
Quickly is
think are the adverbs in here? Please raise your hand so that I can come to you. Adarsh, yes. Adarsh, do you want to answer? Your mic was on. No? Okay. Pankaj?
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, I think and leave the bags there is adverb.
Sorry?
Ma'am, I think and leave the bags there is adverb.
It's adverb? No.
I mean,
And leave the bags there is not adverb.
Quickly.
Yeah, quickly is the adverb.
I think quickly should be.
Quickly is the adverb, true. What kind of adverb? Quickly? Please reach the place
Again.
quickly.
It's again a frequency.
Adverb of time, ma'am.
Adverb of time.
No,
Is
I
it?
think.
So if you
again,
ask the
frequency.
question, when do you get the answer quickly? When do you get the answer quickly? Please reach the place quickly. It mostly answers how, right? So it's manner. Adverb of manner. How should she reach? She should reach quickly. Right? Yes, no. Ravikant, you have question. People who have your hands up, if you have a question, you can ask. Nidhi?
Ma'am, quickly, like it's a frequency or can you?
You can ask your question, Ravikant.
I'm asking, ma'am. Quickly is it's like frequency, right? Quickly or what? Something.
Quickly is not frequency. Okay? The frequency should ask how, should answer the question how often. Okay, so how often does she go? Always, never. Okay, seldom, rarely, scarcely. This is frequency should answer the question how often. Quickly doesn't answer the question how often, does it?
No.
It is simply telling you the manner. So I can say, please reach the place slowly. So is slowly telling you about frequency?
No.
Drive slowly. Eat quickly. So it is indicating towards the manner of eating, no?
Yeah, okay.
Right? Yes,
Okay,
quickly is not
yes.
frequency. So to understand that, just ask the questions how often. If you ask, if your adverb answers the question how often, then it is frequency. If it answers how, then it is adverb of manner. Okay. Shrestha, frequency. I don't know what these answers are for. Abdullah, your understanding of adverb and adverbial is correct. Pranjali, it hurts bad or it hurts badly? This is Pranjali. Okay. I'll come to that question later. Okay, well, let's fix this first, and then your doubts you can ask at a later stage. We'll look at this question first, and then we'll come back to that. Okay, guys, those of you listening, you understand how quickly is not adverb of frequency, right? This should be fairly clear to you. Please distinguish it between the question how often and how. If your adverb answers how, then it's adverb of manner. If it answers how often, then it is adverb of frequency. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So quickly is one of it.
Yes.
What is the other? Do you find any other adverb in the sentence? Please reach the place quickly and leave the bags there.
Leave the bags, leave.
Leave? Leave the bags? Not leave is verb, no? It's not adverb.
There is the
There will be
There. Yes, there.
adverbial, right? There.
There is the adverb. And what kind of adverb? Adverb
Like
of
position.
Adverb of place.
place.
Place, yeah.
Position or place.
It's called adverb of place. All right.
place.
Then the last one, she finished her task fast and enthusiastically.
Ma'am, what is the adverbial in the second?
Sorry, who's this? Ravikant or Adarsh?
Yeah, ma'am, the second one, what's in second question, what will be the adverbial? Or
There is no adverbial here. We are looking at only adverbs.
Okay.
Second question.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. When there is an adverbial, I'll ask you, or if you can locate one on your own, you can tell me that as well. In this one, you don't have any adverbial. The second one, you had only two adverbs. One, the first is quickly, and the second is there. Okay. All right. The third one, she finished her task fast and enthusiastically. Pankaj?
Fast,
ma'am.
fast and enthusiastically.
Okay. Okay. Fast and
Fast.
fast. And the second one is enthusiastically. Both of them adverb of what?
Manner.
Manner. Both of them.
Manner.
Yeah. Both of them answer the question how, and they are adverb of manner. Okay. All right. So this was just a warm-up exercise for you. Let's look at the one that you're supposed to do today. What will you do in this? You're going to pick adverbs, the same thing, and also comment on the type of adverb that you have. Okay. So read each of these sentences carefully and pick out your adverbs. Okay. So don't think it should take more than a minute per question. Just look at them and take 1 minute to read it, and then I'll discuss it with you. Plate armor is today remembered as one of the most popular armors in European Middle Ages, even though historical records are very clearly describing that rise of the plate armors and their extreme versions, suit of armor, were most prominent during 15th and late 16th centuries. Read it carefully, and then once you're ready, please raise your hands.
Ma'am, most.
Yeah, just give it a minute and then raise your hands before you give the answer, okay? Let everybody read it and then we can look at it. Okay. Who has their hands up? Okay, guys, you can raise your hands if you're giving answers. Yes, Satya Shanti. Go ahead, please speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Most is the adverb of degree, ma'am.
Most is the adverb of degree, but what is most attached to there? It says the most popular. Is popular an adverb?
Popular. I don't know, ma'am.
A popular man, a popular actor. Popular
Now,
is
I
what?
think popular is noun.
Popular is adjective. Okay. Popular actor. It's an adjective. So here most is more. Yeah, you're right. Some most and more is the word that you use to show degrees in adverb. But in this case, this is not an adverb. Popular is not an adverb, right? This is the most popular is the superlative form of the adjective popular.
Popular.
Okay, so that's not an adverb. Then anything else?
Today is adverb. ma'am.
Today is an adverb. Yes, today can be taken as an adverb. Talks about time. Then Pallavi? Pallavi, you want to answer? No?
Very
Others?
clearly.
Ma'am, even very clearly.
Very clearly. So, which one is the adverb? Both or one?
Ma'am, both.
Both, right? So, very
Both.
and clearly. So, you have very, which is modifying the adverb clearly, and clearly again you have that too as an adverb which modifies the adjective and the other clause that follows it. Okay. So, right, very clearly, both of them are adverbs. Today is an adverb. Anything more in that?
Ma'am, easily, can it be?
Which one?
No, I think it's second one. Sorry.
Okay, Pallavi, your mic is not working. It's all right. What is it? Sorry. Badrish.
Yeah, ma'am. Can here most prominent could be a adverb here.
No, not most prominent. Most prominent is what? It is adjective, right?
Ma'am, even can be adverb.
Even. Yeah, can even be an adverb. If it is an adverb, what kind of adverb it is? Even though. It's not even, it's actually even though. What is that even though? Even though is a conjunction, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a subordinating conjunction. It's not an adverb. It does not perform, as in, it is not performing the role of an adverb also here. Even if you have to count it as a conjunctive adverb, it's not doing that here. Okay. Right. So yeah, what are conjunctive adverbs? You know, now that we have talked about it, what functions do examples of conjunctive adverbs? If you have watched the video, conjunctive adverbs.
And
Yeah, any of those can also function as adverbs only if they are joining two sentences together. Okay, so in this case, we don't see it as, okay, maybe you can call them as conjunctive adverbs here, but then we'll keep a little away from that for this exercise. Okay, don't look at them as adverbs. We'll look at the more specific examples of adverbs like today and very and clearly and all. You can call it a conjunctive adverb in this case, even though, but we'll keep that aside for the adverb analysis in today's class. They're not very strong adverbs, though they can function as that. We look at the stronger forms today. So, but understand what the concept of conjunctive adverbs are. Okay, sentence adverbs and conjunctive adverbs. What are sentence adverbs? Sentence adverbs?
usually
Okay.
they begin in the sentence.
Yeah, so look at the second sentence. Today, plate
Yes,
armor plays a very important part in the history of personal armors as the most distinct and easily recognizable type of the armor in the entire world. Good example of sentence adverb. Yeah, Abdullah, today is time adverb. That's right. But more importantly, it is a time adverb. But in this case, the second sentence, it also acts as a sentence adverb. Do you see that? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, right. So what is sentence adverb? It is when, you know, the adverb takes the entire sentence into its league. So like in the sentence number 2, you have today, which is a time adverb, but then it is also functioning as a sentence adverb because it appears in the beginning of the sentence and takes the whole sentence into its gamut, right? That's why these kind of adverbs can also be referred to as sentence adverbs. Satyashanti?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Go on. You have a question?
No, ma'am.
No, you want to give the answer. Okay, fine. So guys, you understand the meaning of the sentence adverb, right? So this is what it means. And there are a few other adverbs which are used this way. But remember that the sentence adverbs, they're very limited in number. Not all adverbs can be used as sentence adverbs, right? So adverbs of time are the most frequently used sentence adverbs. Okay. And why can you use that? It's also because of the nature of the adverbs of time. You know, unlike other adverbs, the adverbs of time, they can actually appear in the beginning of the sentence, at the end of the sentence, or sometimes even in the middle of the sentence too. So it's very fluid in that way. You might have heard this word in the lecture. It has a very fluid nature, right? Not all adverbs have this quality. Like for example, adverbs of manner, they can rarely be used in the beginning. Okay, even if there are words, they are just very few in number. Mostly they are not used in the beginning of the sentence at all. But this adverbs of time, they are special. They can be used, they're very fluid. They can be used in the beginning and or in the middle of the sentence. So mostly the sentence adverbs will have the adverbs of time. So yeah, that's about both sentence adverb and the adverbs of time and the nature of it. Yeah, anybody has any question?
Yes, ma'am. Can we say like that? Suppose if adverb of time come at the beginning of a sentence, it would be a sentential adverb.
Yeah, you can call it a sentence adverb.
Okay, it is always true.
It needn't be always true. It can only be true if, see, so when you front an adverb in English, actually more than just its position, it is conveying you a stylistic message, right? So you place those things in the beginning of the sentence because you want to emphasize certain things. Okay, so usually people would do this thing. They will front an adverb only when they want to, they would like to give some emphasis to what they want to say. Okay, but otherwise, you know how these adverbs are used. If they are fronted, by fronted I mean if they appear at the beginning of the sentence, the purpose is to give emphasis. Okay, so every time you don't have to write it like that. Only if you are giving, if you want to give emphasis to what you are writing or what you're going to say, then you can use the use today or any other, for that matter, any other adverbs of time as a sentence adverb. Okay, so it has a purpose. It's not done, it's not a lax thing. It's not a random thing. It has a function to perform, and that function is to provide emphasis. Okay. That has more stylistic reason than anything else. It's grammatically it can appear anywhere, but if it is fronted, what we try to tell the person is that I'm trying to give an emphasis to this. Okay, so to the native speakers of English, whenever this adverb is fronted, it basically means that you're trying to give an emphasis to it, which is why it should be used sparingly. If you do not have any purpose of giving emphasis, then please don't use them in the front of the sentence. Don't front it at all, because it can give a different meaning. It will send out a different meaning to the person who's listening to you. Okay, particularly if it's a native speaker. Okay, and in certain cases it can look very surprising or very odd, you know, why you use the word in the beginning of the sentence. Understand this? This is nothing related to the grammar here, but it was more about the usage of these things in language. Okay, get this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all right. That was just an additional thing I wanted. I did not intend to tell you, but because you asked, I thought it's good that we look at it. Okay, so today is your adverb here. Then what else do you have? You have very, right? Which is adverb of what? Very is what? Adverb of?
Manners.
Adverb of manners? No, very.
Adverb of degree.
Degree, right? Very is adverb of degree, right? Drive very slowly. So slowly is adverb of manner, and very is what? Adverb of degree. It further modifies the adverb of manner slowly, right? So very is what? Adverb of degree, right? Other examples would be what? So. So is also an example of adverb of degree. Really is also an example of adverb of degree. Okay. Well is an example of adverb of degree. Right. Okay. Any other? So you have today very more in that sentence. Sentence number 2.
I'm easily recognizable.
Yeah, easily. Easily is your third adverb here. Correct. I think that's all. Okay. Others, you're right. Very easily. That's right. Okay. Now the third one, as soon as someone sees plate armor in any of its forms, whether it is full plate suit for both soldier and horse, or just breastplate protector named cuirass. Modern people are immediately thinking about medieval times, numerous wars that happened during early Renaissance, and romanticized vision of fully armored knights and pre-gunpowder warfare. Okay. It's a very good example of your compound complex sentence. Okay, there are several clauses within the same embedded clauses. Look at it carefully. Need to pick out the adverbs. Yes, Tamanna.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, I think as soon as is one of the adverb.
Okay, I'll take the answers from you and then we'll listen to. So, what kind of adverb is it, Tamanna? As soon as?
Ma'am, I think adverb of time.
Adverb of time. Okay. More.
And ma'am, immediately.
Immediately. And immediately is what kind of adverb?
Ma'am, adverb of manner.
Adverb of manner. Good. And more? Anything more?
I'm just.
And ma'am,
Hence, ma'am.
early.
Sorry?
Early.
Early. Yes, correct.
Ma'am, adverb of time.
Adverb of time, correct. Yeah, so somebody said just. Who's that?
Me. Adarsh.
Adarsh. Adarsh, just is adverb of what? What's the type of adverb? No, don't know.
Can't say, ma'am.
I think it's adjective.
Don't know, ma'am.
Don't know. Okay, somebody else was answering. That's Muhammad Arshad.
I think it's adjective.
Just as adjective. You think it's adjective? Okay, that's a different issue. But if you agree that it's an adverb, then what kind of adverb is it?
Adverb of time.
Adverb of time, right? Adverb of time. Just as adverb of time. It's not adjective, just can be just as an adverb, right? You'll mostly find it with which kind of tense? We have one exercise in tense, but they are not all exhaustive. So I will also utilize this time to talk about that. Just which kind of tense do you find it mostly used with? Any comments from anyone who's listening? Present tense, and what form of aspect? Present? Perfect.
Present perfect.
Present perfect, right? You mostly use this particular adverb with the present perfect tense. So yes, just as an adverb, and it is additionally, it's also used with the present perfect tense. Correct. Yeah. Anything more? Somebody else gave me some other answer. As soon as, yes. So something that I wanted to discuss. As soon as, what is it? Is it adverb or something else? So soon is an adverb, but is as soon as an adverb? That particular question, if you consider that as an adverb of time, does it answer the question when?
I think it's sentence adjective, ma'am.
Sorry?
Adverb. I think it should be sentence adverb.
It should be sentence adverb. Okay. That's okay. That we can say, but before that, we need to comment on whether as soon as is an adverb or not. Whether is as soon as an adverb or an adjective. Because see, look at that construction as soon as, right? This particular construction is something that is very common to adjective. And we need to discuss this because adjective and adverbs are those two classes which people often get confused with, right? So like we discussed right in the beginning about how words like friendly are sometimes, perceived as adjective, as adverb because of the ending ly, but it's actually not. It's an adjective. So these things can happen in the reverse order as well. Sometimes you look at words without an ly and still confuse it as an adverb or as an adjective. So this as soon as, particularly because of the construction as blank as, is something that is very common to adjective. As tall as long as short as. My cousin is as short as my friend. right? So this is something that you use in comparison, in the comparative forms of adjective. So because of this, you need to have a clarity on whether as soon as is an adjective or as soon as. Soon is an adverb, no prize for guessing, it's clear. But what about as soon as? Yes, those of you
Excuse me, ma'am.
hands.
Like, yeah, as soon as whenever we see the plate armor, I mean, as soon as is giving the meaning of, in the sense, I mean, whenever. So it would be adverb, right? It is giving us when to do.
When to do it. So it is as so it is it can be treated as an adverb of time, is what you're saying, right?
Adverb of time.
Right. So if I have a sentence like I will go to the cinema as soon as I'm ready. So it's in a sense giving me the time when it's talking about the time when I would get out, right? So it gives you a sense of time. And that is what adverbs will do also. It gives you information on time. So as soon as can also be treated as then what adverb, right? You're right, Abdullah. Correct. Pankaj, you want to say anything? I see that your mic is on.
Ma'am, I want to say fully armored knights in fully is adjective or adverb?
Okay, that will come to that. Okay, first we finish with as soon
ma'am.
as and then talk about it. I thought you wanted to say something on this. So guys, both soon and as soon as can be used as adverb. So just because you saw this construction as blank as, don't immediately decide that is an adjective. Always look at the function. Okay, if you are confused between whether something is an adjective or an adverb, immediately look at the sentence and figure out what is the function that particular unit is performing in the sentence. What is it doing? So once you realize the function, then it would be easier for you to locate which class we are talking about, whether adverb or adjective. Okay, so as soon as is also your adverb. Now which one, what was Pankaj talking about? Fully armored. Yeah, fully armored. Fully, is it an adverb or an adjective? Those of you are listening.
Adjective.
Fully armored knights. Does it answer how or how much or how often or when or where or anything, Pankaj?
I think it is adjective.
Yeah, right. It has to be an adjective. It is not adverb. Right?
Yeah, ma'am.
It's not manner. It's not degree. It does not give you any other information which relates to an adverb's role. Okay, so it's an adjective, right? Yeah, anything more? So we had as soon as, we had just, then we had immediately, we had early, and any other thing, mostly and back. Others, mostly, which sentence are you talking about?
It's fifth.
We haven't reached there. Sorry, we'll catch up with you soon. Okay. Fourth one. We did not do the fourth one. No, the oldest plate armor ever made comes from ancient Mycenaean era Greece from around 1400 BC. This is a simple sentence. Which is the adverb?
Ever.
Ever, right? Ever. And what kind of adverb? Adverb of
Time.
Time or frequency? Yeah, you can call it adverb of time, but more specifically, it is what? Adverb of frequency. Some people consider both frequency adverbs and time adverbs as same. So in that sense, okay. But to be more specific, ever is an adverb of frequency. Okay. So it tells you how often, right? Ever made comes from the ancient Mycenaean era Greece. Fifth one, because of the difficult manufacture and weight, body plate armors were mostly used in a form of cuirass that was split into front and back. Yeah, mostly. Somebody already answered that, right? Next. Sixth one, Greece, introduction of this type of armor morphed into new forms of plate armors, most notably in Rome, where lorica segmentata became popular during several centuries.
Ma'am, most
notably, yes, here you can, yeah. I will not say, you will have to say. Most notably in Rome, where lorica segmentata became popular during. So is notably adjective or adverb here?
Ma'am, adjective. I think.
Others, those of you are listening. Ashutosh Kumar, most notably, you have said that's an adverb. Let's see.
Yes, ma'am.
Comments on that, most notably?
So, adjective, ma'am.
It's an adjective. Okay. Why adjective and why adverb? If there are people who think it's an adverb, then why or how? And if it's an adjective, why?
Because it is saying something about Rome.
Several is not an adverb, Ravi. Who's that?
Ma'am,
Several is an
several like several centuries.
Several centuries is what? It's an adjective, no? It's a several
Kind
is
of.
a numeral adjective.
Yeah,
Like
it
many.
seems like so isn't it saying something like frequency or?
No. Several is a count, right? It's not talking anything about frequency. It doesn't tell you anything about the time. Does it?
No.
So to make it something about time, you'll have to say several times. Okay. But still that is about count. Several is a numeral adjective. I have several what's that? I have several dupattas in my wardrobe. Okay. So several is what? It's a numeral adjective. So instead of saying I have 3 dupattas, I said I have several dupattas. So what is it? It's an adjective.
Okay.
Okay. Get that, no?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Why around not an adverb, even though it's giving time? Which sentence, Abdullah?
Ma'am, fourth one.
Around is
Fourth
not.
one.
No. What is around giving? Around is not telling you anything about time, right? It's a preposition mostly.
Okay, ma'am, because it is giving, I mean, comes from time for 1400 BC, right? So comes from is the verb here.
Does
And
from and
when
around
it
in
is
itself tell
happening
you anything about time? Like early or seldom or never or ever? If I just give you the word from and around, then does it tell you anything about the time particularly?
No, ma'am.
No. So that's what you call a preposition of time. It's not an adverb, it's a preposition. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
don't get confused. I know it's a little tough to get around these things, particularly these 3: adjective, preposition, and adverb. Okay. But please focus on the usage. The words like just and already and all that, no, they in themselves give you a sense of time. But words like from and around, they by themselves don't give you anything. Like the word around I can use elsewhere also, right? Not in the context of time. So it is 1400 BC, which is giving you more of the sense of the time than around or from. So not counted as an adverb here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, sorry, we're digressing. Most notably, adjective or adverb?
Ma'am, notably is adverb, ma'am.
Notably is adverb. And what about most? We can also count that in because this is giving you some sort of comparative idea about the word notably itself, right? So I told you most and more can be used as an adverb to show the degrees in adverb. Okay. So it's not something that is only used in adjective. In adjectives also, when you have say disyllabic words, right? Like the ones we looked at, popular. So you can have popular, more popular, most popular. Similarly, for comparing adverbs, you can use more and most. So together, you can take most notably as an adverb here. Okay. All right. Fine. 7th one. However, after fall of Roman Empire, single-piece chest plate armors fell from popularity for a long period of time because of difficulties with manufacture and very high cost.
I mean, previous one, what is most notably, what kind of adverb it is? Like, can you hear me, ma'am?
Who's this?
Ma'am, it's Ravi.
Ravi. Yes, Ravi.
Ma'am, sixth one. I'm talking about what kind of most adverb is most
We'll talk
notably.
about, Ravi, can we talk about this once we finish this? Because otherwise we won't
Okay,
be
okay,
able to.
fine.
Okay. Just wait back. You are asking about question number 6, no? We'll talk about it. Why most notably is an adverb and what kind of it is. We'll first finish these things and then talk back about that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Just remind me, even if I forget, I won't, but in case if I do, please let me know. Okay. So the 7th sentence, guys, however, after fall of Roman Empire, single piece chest plate armors. Which one? What are the adverbs?
However, and
However,
Yeah, you have however, right? So adverb of time and then adverb of, sentence adverb. Then the next one,
very.
very, right? Very, which is adverb of degree. Correct. Now, almost 1000 years after fall of Roman Empire, plate armors returned in fashion after rise of metallurgy. Techniques enabled medieval blacksmiths to start easier manufacture of larger metal pieces. Yeah.
Ma'am, almost easier.
Almost, yes. Almost is what kind of adverb? Adverb of?
Time.
Ma'am, adverb of time.
Almost is adverb of time.
degree. Adverb of degree.
Degree, okay. Okay, degree, yes. We can take in degree. Degree is right. Then more adverbs. Almost is not time, okay? It's degree. Almost is an adverb. Then other adverb. Okay, fine. If none, then we'll move on. 9. Reintroduction of larger plated armor started with chest pieces and slowly expanded to the protection of the other body parts. This is easy. Which one?
Slowly.
Then the last one, special type of plate armor set was created specifically for jousting. Plate armors remained in use until 18th century, mostly in specific cavalry military units.
Until.
Mostly.
First one?
Mostly.
Okay, mostly is one. Then in the first sentence, special type of plate armor set was created specifically for jousting. Specifically, right? And then you have mostly. Anything else? No, right? 2 of them. Okay. So,
Can you also tell
please.
the kind?
Sorry?
The kind, the types specifically.
What kind? Specifically for
degree.
jousting.
Adverb of degree.
No,
Mostly.
not degree.
Manner.
Manner. Specifically would be manner. Okay. Specifically answers how, right? So it's manner and mostly.
Frequency.
Not frequency.
Mostly in specific cavalry military units. Okay, yeah, what was your answer for mostly?
Ma'am, adverb of frequency.
Adverb of frequency.
Yeah.
That is when, no. That would be when it is connected, not when used as mostly, but when it's used only as most. Okay. In mostly, it is going to be manner, not degree.
Okay,
Degree is what you answered, no? Did you say it was degree? Sorry, I'm getting confused.
Yeah, ma'am. Adverb of
not
degree.
That would be when it is used as most. Okay, not.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So this would be manner mostly.
Okay, manner. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that's on adverbs. So guys, keep practicing this. You will get this file, and I'll be adding more exercises to it so that you can practice the adverbs. Okay. So keep these distinctions in mind about the things that we discussed in the beginning, distinctions between adverbs and adverbials, then types of adverbs, okay, sentence adverbs and conjunctive adverbs, all of them, just know them, and more than just knowing those words, look at the sentences and see how they are used there. So once you get the, like, people were asking about whether around is an adverb or not. So these kind of questions or these doubts are only cleared once you look at the sentence clearly and carefully. If you can do that and identify the functions that they perform in the sentence, then most of the confusions, they fade away. Okay. So it's not that tough. All you need to do is look at the sentences carefully and focus on the functions performed by the sentence, right? So then we'll quickly move to tense and aspect, right? So look at the first exercise. This should be very simple for you. Okay. Match the examples on the right to the names on the left, right? So on the in the right hand side column, you have the tense with the aspect, and in the left column you have those examples. Okay. So just tell me one by one. I drink. What kind of tense and aspect would this be?
Present.
What kind of present? Answer this along with the aspect. Okay. Present.
Present simple.
Present simple. I have been drinking.
Present perfect progressive.
Ma'am, past perfect progressive.
No, ma'am. Present perfect progressive.
Just let them answer. Who was this? Was it Pankaj?
Yeah, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, just look at.
I'm confused a little bit.
Yeah. So I have been drinking is what? Present perfect progressive. Okay. Now I will drink. Simple.
Future simple. Simple future.
Simple future. Then I will have drunk.
Future perfect.
I will have drunk. Future
perfect.
Future perfect.
Future perfect. Correct.
Perfect. Yeah.
I had been drinking.
Past perfect progressive.
Past perfect progressive. I am drinking.
Present perfect.
Present progressive.
Present progressive. Okay. Present progressive. I am drinking, right? Continuous action. I will be drinking.
Future progressive.
Future progressive. I have drunk.
Present perfect.
Present perfect. I will have been drinking.
Future perfect progressive.
Future perfect progressive is a very rare form of, even future perfect is a very rare form of tense. Okay, we don't use it usually in our daily life. It's something that you use only to present hypothetical situations. I had drunk.
Past
Past perfect.
Right? When do you use a past perfect? What's the function? Any comments on that? When do you use past perfect?
When we are explaining a situation compared to other events in the past.
In the past. So I understand what you want to say, but is there anybody who can say this a little in a little better way? So you have actions in the past. Basically, two consecutive actions in which one has occurred before the other, right? So if you have to present a situation like that, then mostly the tense that you use, the tense and the aspect would be past perfect, right? So the train left and I arrived at the station. Okay, I arrived at the station. So if I have to talk about these two events that has already happened, no, one after the other, that is consecutively, but one before the other. How do
had comes before left. Train had left.
The train had left before
by the time I reached.
Or by the time I reached the station. Okay. So two actions in the past, one before the other. The earlier action takes the perfective form. Had left before or at the time I reached the station. Okay. Fine. So that's the function. And yeah, This was just to give a quick review, but I think mostly you understand tense and aspect, okay, where to use them. Tense basically talks about your, state of time of the action, and aspect is what will talk about how the state of action happened in the flow of time. Okay, it talks more about how did it happen, whether it continued for a while, right, or whether it was habitual, or whether it was perfective, right? So it talks more about the how of the time than the time itself. Okay. So that's about tense and aspect. Then let's quickly look at this exercise. This is the last one for today. I know we have to discuss mode 2, but that we'll do in the next class. Let's look at this one, history of umbrellas and parasol. Okay, we'll do this together. History of umbrellas dash long and eventful. From the earliest appearances, just read this passage once completely, and then we'll look at the blanks. Okay, history of umbrellas dash long and eventful. From the earliest appearances of simple palm leaf umbrella, long age of being synonym to wealth, to the modern time when is regarded as general item, umbrellas dash to intersect with our history in many interesting ways. Advancements in technology, changing tastes, and use in religion all enabled umbrellas dash and prosper, becoming one of the principal ways we protect ourselves from rain. Protection from sun with umbrellas and parasols slowly dash from fashion, which can be dashed to the rise in popularity of hats. Parasols first dash in ancient Egypt over 3,000 years ago, created to protect nobility and royalty from sunlight and enabled their lifestyle that dash pale skin. Egyptians never found a reason dash their parasols and dash umbrellas. This invention dash instead discovered in 11th century BC China, where first leather umbrellas started. Umbrellas, okay, there's something missing there. It's all right. Started being sold at a very high price and used only by nobility and royalty. Rise of popularity of umbrellas in China did not manage dash Europe before steady trade routes dash in the early part of second millennia AD. Because of that, Egyptian style of expensive non-waterproof sun-protecting parasols dash to Greece and Rome, where they dash almost exclusively by wealthy females. Male population of Europe looked at umbrellas as feminine product that is below them, and their pride forced them dash harsh sun and rain with hats and coats. That's very interesting. Okay. Okay, now we'll look at this. You can raise your hands when ready with the answers.
Was
history of umbrellas was long and eventful.
Is long.
Why are we're not saying histories, right? We're just talking about history of history of umbrellas is true plural, but then your not just umbrella, you have history of umbrellas as the subject. So is okay. History of umbrellas is long and eventful. That's right. Next one.
Managed.
Yeah.
Managed. Okay. Let's see if I can. From the earliest appearances of simple palm leaf umbrella, long age of being is regarded as general item umbrellas. Yeah, managed. Advancements in technology, changing tastes, and use in religion all enabled umbrellas. Others, Akash, you're all right.
Grow, ma'am. Same.
Yeah. What
to
comes?
Grow and prosper.
Growth, ma'am.
To grow
and prosper.
To grow, right? To grow and prosper. To grow and prosper. Correct. Then protection from sun with umbrellas and parasols slowly
faded out. Slowly faded out. Faded out.
Faded out. Correct. Faded out. Which can be
Contributed.
Which can be contributed. Okay, correct. I hope the people who are listening are also following. Okay. So if you have doubts at any point, you can ask that. I don't have to repeat myself. I say this always. So if you're able to answer, very nice.
Appeared.
Appeared.
Yeah, appeared. Correct.
Appeared.
Correct. Over 3,000 years ago, right? So this is one example. So this is one addition. If you have words like ago, then ideally the tense that goes in that unit would be the simple past. Okay. These words also act as signals for the tense in the sentence. Okay. Created to protect nobility and royalty from sunlight and enable their lifestyle that
Demanded.
demands.
The demands.
Why demands?
Demanded.
Demanded. Right? Okay, why not demands actually? Because see, look at the rest of the sentence.
We are talking about the past.
It begins with created to protect. So it's written in past, so the definitely it needs to maintain the tense. So it has to be demanded. Okay, not demands. Egyptians never found a reason.
Waterproof.
Sorry.
Waterproof.
Waterproof.
Too waterproof, right. Too waterproof. Correct. Their parasols and Egyptians never found a reason to waterproof their parasols and
Create.
Right? Created.
To create.
To create? No, you don't have
And had created.
And created umbrellas.
Somebody answered something else. Someone said had.
Yeah, ma'am.
And
ma'am,
had
because
created umbrellas.
Ma'am, because we talk about past.
But what gives you the sense that there is a this action went before the other?
Ma'am, because this invention instead discovered in 11th century, then 11th century indicates the past, I think.
This invention, no, that's a different sentence. No, we see these things cannot be carried over from one sentence to the other. Okay, it needs to stay within the sentence. So your sentence, the sentence what we are looking at is this one: created to protect nobility and royalty from sunlight and enable their lifestyle that demanded pale skin. Egyptians never found a reason to waterproof their parasols, and it has to be created, right? So you don't have a sense of any action that has happened consecutively in this, right?
Yeah,
so
ma'am.
To be created. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the one that you're talking about is the sentence that follows, but we don't look at these things from sentence to sentence. Okay, it needs to happen within the sentence. Get this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This invention dash instead, what is that? Black?
Was.
Yes, it was was. So that is the participle form, right? Was discovered. Instead just came in between, but it's actually was discovered. Okay. In 11th century BC, China, where first leather umbrellas saw
reach.
Okay. Rise of popularity of umbrellas in China did not manage.
To reach.
Yes, to reach. Europe before steady trade routes
Were established.
Were established. Were established in the early part of the second millennia. Yeah, because of that, Egyptian style of expensive non-waterproof sun protecting parasol expanded to Greece and Rome, where they
used.
Is it used or read that again?
Used.
Where they
Were
Used.
used.
They were used.
Were
It's
used.
not parasols, no? So it's were used. They here does not refer to the people. They here refers to the parasols. Okay, where they were used. What they mean is parasols were used exclusively by wealthy females. Okay. If you say used, then it will have to refer to people there. Okay, get this difference, no? Where they were used almost exclusively by wealthy females. Male population of Europe looked at umbrellas as feminine product that is below them, and their pride forced them
To endure.
Answer?
Endure.
Yeah,
To endure.
To endure.
To endure. Okay, to endure. Right? Good to go, right? This is fairly good enough, I think. So this should be how you will be handling these things. Okay. Just look at the sentence and please keep in mind when you're analyzing for tense and aspect, don't, cross jump between sentences. Keep it something that happens within the sentence. Okay. So don't try to pull over from one to the other. So keep the grammar and structure intact for within the sentences, right? Like the one we discussed for had. What was that? Had created, right? Yeah, just keep that in mind, and the rest of the things should be okay for you. Okay, and look for clue words like ago, already, just. They should also give you some context and cue to which tense and aspect goes, right? Okay, so now those of you have doubts, you guys can stay back. Otherwise, we can call it a day for today, and we'll meet next week. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, there is a question of the topic.
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, write a letter to an authority, and we don't know whether the respected authority is a concerned man is a madam or sir. Then
Adarsh,
what could be?
Okay, just a minute, Adarsh. I was not able to hear you. Can you please go over again?
Ma'am, suppose we have to write a letter to an authority, and we don't know whether the regarding person is a sir or madam. Then what could be salutation we should use?
You can say sir or madam.
And we can write both.
You can write both, yeah, because you're using or, no? The cases you are not sure, you actually mention sir or madam. Okay. But ideally, that is not the case. If you're writing to an authority, then you know who the authority is. Only in cases where, it's somebody who's not that very known to people, or if you're just addressing to somebody in the office without knowing who exactly that is, then dear sir or madam. But if it's someone really high up in the hierarchy, then you know who that person is. In any case, if you don't know whether the person is a male or a female, then you can write dear sir or madam. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, no issues.
When we write in to the support team, what should we use? Because they are team.
Sorry.
If we are writing email to the support team, what should we use? Like, because they are the team of male and female both.
You can say dear sir or madam even there also, no issues, because even if they are a team, then it's not like the whole team is going to sit and solve your problem, right? Somebody from the team would be assigned that task, or you can simply say dear team member. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Shutosh, either you write dear team member, or simply you can use the same technique even there. You can say write dear sir or madam. Because ideally it's one person who's going to sort out that issue for you, although they refer to themselves as a team, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody in the chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you guys. I thought you were asking questions. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I should get back to Ravikant. Your question was on notably, right? I haven't forgotten. Is Ravikant still around, or did he leave?
I think he is not there, ma'am.
There is another Ravikant, but I'm not sure if that's the same Ravikant. But anybody remembers what the question was?
Question was notably is an adverb, but what kind of it is?
What kind of adverb? No, the question was what kind of adverb? Yeah. Yeah. Is he around or has he left? He's not here. So, okay, since Ravikant is not here, even see most notably, I hope he'll listen this later, but to everyone who's here, most notably will also be a kind of, will be an adverb of manner. Okay, it is very similar to adverbs like especially, uniquely, right? So that will also be a part of adverb of manner. Okay. Not very different from adverbs of manner. Like you talk about greatly and nicely and all that. They're all adverb of manner. Even most notably is also adverb of manner. I thought Ravikant had some more specific questions. If it was just about type of adverb, then it is adverb of manner. Okay. Rishabh, is that a question to me or are you just telling people? Rishabh?
It's a question, ma'am.
Yeah, you can use dear in formal addressing. This is a misconception, especially in our country. People think dear is something that you can use only in informal situation. In fact, dear is a neutral term, and in most of the formal writing, you use dear in the formal sense only. So, dear sir, dear madam, dear professor, anything goes. It's absolutely the recommended way to write actually in the formal addressal techniques. Dear is completely fine.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, any more questions? If no, then we call it a day. So last discuss was most notably is an adverb of manner. I hope Ravikant will watch this later and figure out his answers. So if you have no more questions for me, let's call it a day and we'll meet next week. We'll discuss mood and a few other things. Okay, mood is relatively simple. It's not very difficult to get around mood. So we'll look at a few examples next week and be done with it. So thank you so much, guys, and have a nice day. We'll meet next week. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello? Close one, sir. Okay, sure.